Fallout tonight from a FOX Undercover investigation that could lead to changes in the way some new homes are built and inspected.
The state taking action after our investigative team exposed what some are calling shoddy construction in a modular home. Our investigative reporter Mike Bodette here now with the update.
Last month, we took you behind the walls of a modular home in West Boylston, exposing code violation after code violation in the factory-built house. Disgusted lawmakers who looked at the home wanted answers from the Department of Public Safety, which oversees modular home construction in Massachusetts. Now that department is eyeing new laws and regulations to prevent the same thing from happening again.
Somebody manufactured the American dream, turned out to be the American nightmare.
A nightmare that led to this. Workers reconstructing Ron Chassie's modular home in West Boylston. The state ordered the manufacturer, Signature Building Systems of Pennsylvania, to gut the house and fix all the problems exposed behind the walls and ceilings. Problems that include wires without fireproof caulking that's supposed to stop flames from spreading. Electrical boxes just cut into the sheetrock and not secured, and corroded plumbing throughout the house. Should this situation have been prevented?
Absolutely, without a doubt. It could have been and should have been.
Unlike houses that are built right on the lot, which require numerous inspections by the city or town, modular homes are examined by a private inspector at the factory where they're built. But the state only requires the private inspector to view the sections of the modular home once. And those inspections are even allowed to happen after the units are fully constructed, which is exactly what happened with 2 of the 4 sections of Ron Chassie's house.
I was outraged at the lack of quality in this house.
State Senator Stephen Brewer is one of 3 state lawmakers who wrote this letter to the Commissioner of the Department of Public Safety, saying the way the West Boylston home was built demonstrates a lack of oversight for the safety of residents inside the structure. In your letter to the Department of Public Safety, you called it shoddy construction.
And that's being mild, quite honestly. We need to improve the standards of oversight and certification of the construction of those buildings if they are going to come into Massachusetts.
Is there a lack of oversight?
No.
Rob Anderson is Chief of Inspections for the Department of Public Safety, which oversees modular home construction in Massachusetts. In an interview last month, he defended the inspection process. If there's not a lack of oversight, how did that house make it into Massachusetts?
We were given the paperwork that indicated that, in fact, was in compliance with the code. It turns out that there were some issues with it that are now being addressed.
Days after our investigation aired last month, Anderson's boss, Public Safety Commissioner Thomas Gatsounis, sent this letter to Senator Brewer and his colleagues, writing that DPS staff and I have a number of ideas for legislative and regulatory initiatives that could better address, ameliorate, or prevent situations like this in the future. It's welcome news to Ron Chassie.
It's a great step. It needs to be done because the consumer, who ends up with this house in the end, needs to be protected.
The Department of Public Safety is meeting with lawmakers this week to talk about those new laws and regulations. The president of Signature Building Systems, Victor DePhillips, continues to defend his modular homes, saying the reconstruction in West Boylston is in no way an admission of any wrongdoing. As for any new laws or regulations, DePhillips says the industry has always supported a fair and uniform regulatory process, and I am sure we will continue to do the same. Any changes would be the second time this year the state has addressed modular home construction. Back in April, the state changed the building code, requiring ceilings to be held up with screws or nails, not just glue, after a series of FOX Undercover stories about fire safety in modular homes. I'm Mike Bodette for FOX Undercover.